Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Friday, April 18th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ ORION NWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got some Friday night baseball on Apple TV Plus. The Seattle Mariners versus the Toronto Blue Jays. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 7 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into the starting lineups. Happy Friday, everyone. And on the thumb, on the left, our ace, the year of the woo, Brian Woo! And on the right, one of the studs for the Blue Jays, Bo Bichette. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in center field, Julio Rodriguez. Batting second, DHing for Seattle, Jorge Polanco. Batting third, catching today for the Mariners, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Batting fifth, playing right field, Luke Raley. Batting sixth, playing first base, Rowdy Tellez. Batting seventh, playing second base for Seattle, Miles Mastroboni. Batting eighth, playing third base, Ben Williamson. And batting ninth, playing shortstop for the Mariners, J.P. Crawford. And on the mound for the Mariners, you know who it is. It is Brian Woo! 2-0 record, an ERA of 2.84, and he's just trying to prove that he is one of the best. And right there with Logan Gilbert at the top, we're going to need a solid 6 innings, and I feel confident in Brian Woo's fastball and everything that he's going to do here today. Let's go Woo! Now let's get into the starting lineups here for the home Toronto Blue Jays. Leading off for the Blue Jays at shortstop, Bo Bichette. Batting second, playing first base, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Batting third, coming fresh from the Orioles, a great pickup in the offseason, DHing today, Anthony Santander. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, second baseman, Andres Jimenez. Batting fifth, one of the staples of the Blue Jays, center fielder, George Springer. Batting sixth, playing right field, Addison Barnes. Batting seventh, catching today for the Blue Jays, Alejandro Kirk. Batting eighth, playing third base, Will Wagner. And batting ninth, playing left field, Alan Roden. And on the mound for the Blue Jays with a 1-2 record, an ERA of 3.71, Bowden Francis. Let's go, baby. Always exciting when we can end up having a broadcast on Apple TV Plus. Again, I know not everyone has Apple TV Plus, but one thing that is great about it is they end up using the best cameras in MLB. Everything is shot in 4K. So if you're watching the broadcast and noticing that everything just looks so sharp, so clean, so smooth, that is the reason why. Now, obviously, the announcers could be a little bit better, but you have the option on the broadcast to do, I believe, the Blue Jays home broadcast, the Mariners home broadcast, or you can end up using the default broadcast. But I will call the game. And again, I like our chances here today in a 3-game set. Now, we do have WrestleMania, tomorrow and Sunday. And obviously it is Easter Sunday. And, Logan Gilbert is going to be on the mound tomorrow So I'm going to push myself, even though I might be extremely tired. We're going to end up doing the game tomorrow with Logan Gilbert on the mound. And then obviously when Castillo on Sunday, has a chance to be able to see what he can do. I'm not going to be able to do that game because I'm going to be visiting family, but I will be watching that game. And we will be doing, obviously, the Mariners and Blue Jays. It'll be at noon. Hopefully it'll end around 2:30. It'll give me a chance to make a thumbnail, take my pup on a 30 to 45-minute walk, and then WrestleMania Day 1 will start at 4 p.m. So it's going to be about an 8 or 9 hour day tomorrow. And then on Sunday, going to visit family, watch the Mariner games, obviously with Castillo on the mound on Easter Sunday, eat a good meal, and then I'll be back right before WrestleMania Day 2 starts at 4 p.m. Pacific, and then that will be the stream that we do on Sunday. I don't really want to miss too many games, and especially if we have Wu and Gilbert on the mound. I'm going to be extremely tired tomorrow, but I think it's going to be well worth it, and hopefully we can end up getting the dub here today, the dub tomorrow with Logan Gilbert, and then we'll see what happens on Sunday. There is a chance that we could drop that game, but if we can win 2 out of 3, I think most Mariner fans would take that, especially on the road. Andrea in the building, what's good? Hey, here again, ready for a victory. Go Mariners, you know what it is. AM in the building, let's go. Somebody's got to represent the Mariners, and you know it's me, baby. Back in the Pacific Northwest for a week. Oh, great to hear that you are back home, and hopefully we can get a dub here for you. Caleb in the building, let's go Mariners, baby. And I know, for the fair weather Mariner fan or an occasional Mariner, fan from the past, early in the year, it was tough. And if you're not a hardcore fan, this team is going to be hard on your mentals. And again, I've been a fan of this team for about 40 years. I know I look young, but I've been watching this team since I was about 3-4 years old. And again, it's not going to be easy. We had a 20-year plus drought before we made the playoffs for the first time in 2022. And again, you have to be patient, but you have to understand we have the right manager, at least for now. Maybe it's a bridge manager until we get the guy that'll get us over the top. But again, one thing that I'm noticing about Dan Wilson that we can all agree on is that his, coaching of the bullpen has been very suspect. Other than that, everything has been great. But one thing that I will point out, if Scott Service was still managing this team, he wouldn't be sending guys down as quickly as what we get with Dan Wilson. You end up having a bad start or a bad game, boom, you go down to AAA. Scott Service, if you end up having a bad start for him, he keeps you on the team for the whole fucking year, like Sauce and a lot of these other guys. So Troy Taylor fucking struggled, boom, you got sent down. And that's exactly what we need to do to be able to maximize our potential. Don't be surprised if we send Rowdy Tellez down, bring Tyler Locklear back up, which I think that would be the smart move. You got to be able to trust in some of these farm kids. And again, we got a lot of them. Felnin Celestin, Lazaro Montez, Harry Ford, Cole Young, Cole Emerson, Logan Evans. I can go Durangelo. I can go up and down the list. We got a lot of guys. We got 10 guys in the farm that at some point are going to be playing for the Mariners in the next 2 to 5 years. So again, it's very exciting to see where we can go. And if guys are struggling, we're going to have to make sure that we send them down or use them as a bench guy. Solano shouldn't be getting any fucking playing time. Rowdy Tellez should be replaced. Luke Raley was struggling, but finally got that big homer for us to kind of get us on the good foot. So we'll see where it goes. Julio's been struggling, but at least Cal and Randy are stepping up. Polo and Dylan Moore have been fantastic. Wu, Gilbert, obviously with Castillo and Bryce Miller, they've had their ups and a couple downs for some of those guys, starting a little slow, but everyone's starting to come together. And again, if we keep playing like this, we're going to win 88 to 90 games. We're going to get first place in the MLB West. And if that happens, if we get first or second, between us and the Rangers, we might be able to make a deep run. So again, you got to have a little bit of patience, but understand that at least Dan Wilson, even with his struggles managing, being able to get the right guy in the bullpen, maybe not pull the pitcher, soon enough, maybe keep him in too long and bringing in the wrong guys in the pen. Sometimes you got to, give a guys a shot to see what they can do. And then if they're not going to play well or they're not ready, like Troy Taylor, you send them down, let them, gain their, kind of swagger, and their aura and their vibe in AAA. And then we'll give them another chance down the road. STL in the building. What's good? Tridents up. Let's go. Dominic Canzone, not good enough to be on this team. He's AAA guy, but again, if we have to be able to call someone up, we already know what Dom can do. And to me, honestly, he's not good enough for this team. He's a name and he's had some flashes last season. but he's not good enough to be on this team, just like Rowdy Tellez doesn't deserve to be on it, or Solano, but it is what it is. First pitch to Julio Rodriguez, inside, 1-0 count. Dom is a name, but I would rather have Tyler Locklear if I'm being honest, but again, everyone deserves a chance to see what they can do. We brought Dom up. He couldn't really play, and then we sent him back down. So again, Dom will get another chance at some point or another. 1-0 pitch. Pitch is inside, 2-0 count to Julio Rodriguez. Good eye, baby. Yeah, but also, too, you got guys up, and it looks like Ben Williamson could be our third baseman for the rest of the year. So, again, sometimes you got to give a guy a chance to see what they can do. Julio, line drive. Bichette is there, throw to first, 1 away. But Dom would be a guy that we would consider bringing up. I totally agree with you. But again, it's like I think that Locklear, was more consistent, and I think that we're waiting for someone to take over first base. And obviously, if they don't trust Luke Raley and they have him floating in right field because of the Victor Robles injury, Rowdy Tellez stinks, Donovan Solano stinks, and Solano hasn't got going. Tellez has gotten slightly better within the last few games, but he still stinks. So, at some point, Locklear is starting to heat up in the farm. So I wouldn't mind if they called him up and they sent Rowdy down. Pitch is high and outside. There to Jorge Polanco, 1-0 count. But again, we have a lot of stars, that are sitting there in the farm that will get a chance. And once we get the right blend of vets and young farm guys, that's when we're really going to take off, where we could win the division, possibly, make the ALDS, at some point. And then if we can go further, maybe an ALCS. Remember, the Mariners are the only team that's never been to the World Series. So 2-0 pitch and a little cooler. And that should be an easy out there for Blue Jays, 2 away. Blue Jays are hot right now. Mariners are hot right now. This is going to be a very competitive series. Lauren, GG. I know you rep the Blue Jays and the Mariners, living there in Canada. And again, I can't wait to see what we get in this particular series. We got so many guys. Colt Emerson, Cole Young, Johnny Farmello, Michael Arroyo, Ryan Sloan, another guy that I haven't talked about as much. Felnin Celestin, Harry Ford, Lazaro Montes, and Durangelo, who's going to end up being, at some point, not a bullpen guy. The guy that got drafted that can pitch from the left side and the right side. At some point, he's going to end up taking Luis Castillo's spot as the 5 guy down the road. And once we have a guy as powerful as him who can pitch from the right and the left, pitches inside to Cal Raleigh, 2-0 count. It'll be super dangerous because there's no one in baseball that can do what Durangelo does. And he's a first-round pick with such a high ceiling. And again, Castillo has actually been better this year than he has in the previous 2 years. He kind of looks like the guy that we brought in 2022 to help us get to the playoffs. Pitches outside, 3-0 count to big dumper Cal Raleigh. So it's going to be a few years, but I can't wait to be able to see him come up when that time is the right time. And we are going to be very, very deadly. And we're still waiting on Brash and Kirby. Obviously Brash had the Tommy John, Kirby shoulder inflammation, and we should be seeing both of those guys in a couple weeks around my birthday, around May 2nd. Pitch is right there on the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike to big dumper Cal Raleigh. Torpedo bats are working, baby. And if people aren't careful, Cal Raleigh might end up being the guy that leads the league in homers this year. Tyler Soderstrom has been great for the A's as well, the Athletics. But big dumper, man. Left side, right side. And again, he uses a torpedo bat for the left, and he's getting a custom one made for the right. So he actually uses a different bat. And when he ended up hitting those homers from the left and the right side bat is not a torpedo bat. So that shows you he's locked in. He can hit it from either one. But obviously that torpedo bat is fucking working. Let's go. 3-2 pitch, crushed, fading, foul. Let's go, baby. Let's go, M's. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We'll be shooting for 20 likes within the first hour, 30 to 50 if we hit the algorithm, and obviously 100 in the donos on every single stream. Popped up, and that's going behind the plate and fading foul. Bowden Francis, 1-2 record with an ERA of 3.21 on the mound. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh in the box. Let's go. Trident's up. Let's get it. 3-2 pitch. Cal crushes the fuck out of that baseball. Fading foul. Man, that would have been a homer. Cal is locked in, baby. And he's going to be in the All-Star game this year when we have the World Baseball Classic. He'll be the starting catcher. The disrespect last year, not having him in the top 10, at the beginning of the year and at the, halfway point at the break. And at the end of the year, he was voted number 1. So at some point, you have to realize if you're a baseball fan, as he strikes out, it's not just about batting average. It's about home run ability. If you're a good clutch hitter, can you get RBIs? Are you actually a good defender from the knees? Can you throw guys out? And Cal really checks off every single box that you would want in a player, besides just wanting that batting average to be slightly better. But with this new torpedo bat, that should help fix that problem. And if we can go from being a 200 to 220 hitter, to maybe a 230 to 300 hitter, especially 250 to 300 or 250 to 275, that's going to be enough to, kind of get the haters to stop, chirping and understand that, yeah, there's Adley Rushman. Yeah, there's Will Smith. Yeah, there's JT Realmuto. Yeah, there's Salvador Perez. There's other guys out there, but since, 2022, he has got the most home runs out of any catcher, and second place is like 20 to 30 homers behind. So you tell me, would you rather have a guy that hits 30, bats 300, that only gets 15 to 20 homers, or would you rather have a guy that's batting 200 to 220 that counts off all the, boxes and checks them all off, and that can hit 30 to 40, and be a clutch, obviously, hitter late in games. Not only that, but being able to be one of the best defensive catchers. So again, I feel old school fans are only looking at batting average. New school fans understand with the rule changes, with no shifting, with the pitch calm, batting average is not the same. Being a 300 hitter isn't the same thing as it was maybe 10 years ago. Now maybe being like 280, 290 is the 300. But even if you got a low batting average, if you're helping your team win, ultimately at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Big facts. All right, let's go to the bottom of the first inning and see who's up next here for the Blue Jays. Let's go, baby. Leading off for the Blue Jays, shortstop, Bo Bichette. He's actually having a great start to his year, batting .305. Great to see. Batting second, the guy that got that $500 million extension. We got a good deal with Julio in his rookie year when we did. First baseman Vladimir Guerrero Jr. should end up retiring a Toronto Blue Jay. And batting third, one of the nice pickups, even though he's struggling right now with a .216 average, the Orioles DH that was amazing last season, now a Toronto Blue Jay, Anthony Santander. Let's go, baby. And on the mound, you know what it is. It is 2-0, 2.84 ERA. It is Brian Wu. And I'm going to tell you, Logan Gilbert is a top 10 pitcher. Logan Gilbert is a guy that could be an all-star. But Brian Wu, to me, if he can stay healthy, he's probably the closest thing that we have to Logan Gilbert on that high level. And again, we don't really know if George Kirby's going to be able to stay healthy. And most people think it's going to be, Logan Gilbert 1, George Kirby 2, maybe Wu 3, Miller or Castillo at 4 or 5. But right now, if you're really looking at it, you got Gilbert 1, Wu 2, and you could probably go Castillo 3, Miller 4, and then obviously Emerson Hancock 5. But once Kirby gets in the rotation, we know he should be one of the top 3, and we just have to hope that Bryce Miller and Luis Castillo can keep up their performance. But I actually think that Wu could be better than Kirby, and I think Wu is very similar to Logan Gilbert based on stuff. And again, he's not there yet, maybe on that all-star level. But if you look at his win-loss record and his ERA, even though he didn't have as many starts, statistically, he was our best pitcher last year. So again, if he can stay healthy for a full year, he will be competing with Logan Gilbert as the number 1 guy on the Seattle Mariners. Shows you how deep we really are. Pitch right down the middle, down the heater, fading foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reflect in the building. What's good? Let's go. But I can't wait to be able to see Durangelo keep developing. And that's a nice base knock right there. He keeps staying on that level. I see you, Bo Bichette. Wearing those City Connects out there as we got our teal jerseys on here today. Nice job by Bo. Not a hater. Next up, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. See if we can get a double play here. Let's go, Wu. This team has been too hot for us to even think about a no-hitter, though. If you've been following any Blue Jay games within the last month, they've really started to turn the corner. And even guys like Anthony Santander throw to second. Throw is late by Cal, safe. But they've been heating up like the Mariners. And again, they got an 11-8 record, 7-3 at home. Obviously, we started off very, very slow. Had some tough opponents early with the Tigers and the Giants. We're 10-9. We're in second place. And again, in about a week and a half, 2 weeks, we're going to be in first place. All right, 10-9 record, 2-4 away record at this moment. But again, we're starting to gain some momentum. Pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike from Brian Wu to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Yeah, I know it was sarcasm. It would be amazing, though, with our pitching staff. I mean, if you got to think about it, though, if any pitching staff were to be able to get a no-hitter, 1-hitter, 2-hitter, it would be, some of the guys on the Mariners staff that you would think. I mean, compared to guys like, obviously top-end guys like Skubal, Skeens, obviously those guys have to be, the main guys that maybe could do it. Crochet, for the Red Sox and a few others, But again, at some point this season, I wouldn't be shocked if, Wu or Gilbert, or a couple of these guys get close. Little flip to first. There we go. Nice job by Brian Wu. Shitty attempt to run there to first by Vlad. If Vlad would have actually ran hard, it kind of reminded me of Julio Rodriguez right there. That wasn't necessarily going to be a 100% for sure out. But as you see, Rowdy Tellez fumble the bag. Now, if Vlad runs hard, maybe he's safe right there, but you don't even see him in the screen as he flips it to Wu after almost an error there. Come on, Vlad. Nothing pisses me off more than his lack of effort of running to first. Anthony Santander pops up into the gap, caught, tagged up, and that's going to be 1-0 Blue Jays. Man, they are hot right now. Jerry in the building, what's good? Yeah, but again, especially if Miller and Castillo can pitch on a high level, we have to hope that Kirby will stay healthy, but Wu and Gilbert's stuff has been hot, obviously early, and obviously it's still continuing. And then a little shaky start for Miller and Castillo early in the season, but within the last couple starts, they look like, they're competing with Wu and Gilbert for like the top guy. And that's exactly what we want to see when obviously George Kirby is not ready just yet, because we can't really rely on Hancock, the whole season. Facts. Pitch right down the middle for Brian Wu. And again, with a team like Toronto, giving up a couple runs early, not ideal. But again, if the bats can heat up like they have and we can steal bags on a high level, we can still come back. I feel like this team has a different energy in 2025. Popped up. Center field. Julio is there. There we go. The damage is done, but again, only a 1-0 lead there for Toronto. See who's up next here for the Mariners. And like I said, I know not everyone enjoys Apple TV Plus, broadcasts, if you don't really like the announcers, but they're better than the YouTube broadcast. And the thing that makes Apple TV Plus the best, based on, one particular thing in my eyes, is maybe not the commentary, but the cameras. They use all 4K cameras. And again, if you have a nice TV, even if you don't have a 4K TV, you're going to notice it, on your television, how much sharper and smoother it looks, on your screens. Now, if you have a 4K TV and you're watching the broadcast, then it's going to take it to a whole nother level. But again, even with a solid HD TV, when you're watching a 4K broadcast, it makes you look like you feel like you have a 4K TV that's like, $2, $3, $4 grand. So that's one thing I can appreciate. And if you're not enjoying, the standard broadcast on the Apple TV Plus, obviously I'm calling the game here, but you can always flip it to the Mariners or the Blue Jays or the standard commentary that they have through Apple TV Plus. Facts. Next up for the Mariners in the 4-hole, left fielder Randy Arozarena. Batting second, right fielder Luke Raley. Nice to see him get off the schneid and finally homer. And batting third, a guy that should be sent down for Tyler Locklear, first baseman Rowdy Tellez. No Leo Rivas in the lineup, but hopefully we'll see him at some point in this particular series. But I'm glad that we got Mastroboni and Williamson there in the lineup. And again, if Luke Raley has had some bad luck with a lot of hard hit balls, but again, guys like Donovan Solano and Rowdy Tellez shouldn't even really be playing for this team. Hopefully they'll call up Locklear at some point, give him a chance. It can't get any worse than Rowdy Tellez batting .50 or batting near 100. I know Locklear can be better than that. And he's kind of a younger version of a Ty France. And it shows you, even guys that we had on our team, are having some success on new teams. Ty France winning games, Eugenio Suarez doing big things. So I wish the best for all the former Mariners, but again, this team feels special. It feels different, and we just have to keep our swagger up. Let's go. Bowden Francis on the mound, 1-2 record with an ERA of 3.71. Randy, hard hit, line drive, one away. Yeah, it was a crazy game, the one that Captain is mentioning. Yeah, the D-backs and Cubs. Cubs had 10 runs in the 8th, and then D-backs had 8, right? And then they still didn't win. But that shows you, if you're giving up 18 runs in the 8th, that shows you that bullpen. We thought our bullpen was shitty. That's extreme shit, if you're giving up 18 runs in the 8th. And hopefully we never have an issue like that where we give up 10 runs or 8 runs in the 8th inning, So, I mean, if it was like the Cubs scored 10 and the Diamondbacks had 0, then it's one thing to lose the game. You're like, oh, my God. But, when one gives up 10 and the other gives up 8, you have to kind of look at the previous innings to see what happened. So, top of the second, 1-0 Blue Jays. And we got an 0-2 count here to Luke Raley. Got him. Down goes Luke Raley. Got to get better, Luke. Obviously filling in the Victor Robles position. We miss you, Victor. Next up, first baseman Rowdy Tellez. Worst player on the team besides Donovan Solano, only batting 111. But if we're going to be positive and swing it a certain direction, he's been a little bit more electric, so to speak, within the last few games. He hit his first home run of the season, and just like I said, there it is. He's been a little bit more electric. He says, don't send me down just yet. Boom, shakalaka. See ya. 1-1 tied up. And he's really getting the pressure on because people know that he's been struggling, right? But as of late, he's starting to connect with the home runs, getting some singles. Defensively, still a liability. And again, Tyler Locklear has been great, obviously, in the farm as of late. But Rowdy says, hey, before you send me down, let me see if I can get a couple home runs to help this team win. Nice job, Rowdy. Next up, second baseman, Miles Mastrobuoni. And again, in the first 10 to 15 games, Rowdy gave you nothing. In the last 4 to 5 games, something clicked. And I'm not sure if he's using a torpedo bat. I'll go through the podcast and I'll go through the insiders to find out what guys are using the torpedo bat, and maybe Rowdy is one of those guys that's using. So far, to my knowledge, Cal is using, Randy is using, but as far as everyone else, it's not an everyday thing. Some guys have tried it in BP for batting practice. I'm very, I'm kind of wondering, is Rowdy one of those guys? Because again, he wasn't really doing a whole lot, and then the torpedo bat came around, and now things are starting to get a little bit better. Curious to see if he's actually using it, and if he is, keep using it. It might be the thing that saves your job at first base DH, on this team to get your batting average up from 100 to possibly 200 if he's lucky. Nice job. Let's go. Next up is Miles Mastrobuoni, and he strikes out swinging. But at least the damage is done, and we're going to keep it, baby. I know Miles will be able to get going, but nice job. Sometimes it's the most unexpected guys that aren't very good that can come up, with big results. And again, it's not how you start, how you finish. And again, Rowdy's been terrible for this team, early on in the first 15 games, but within, the last couple, he's starting to kind of heat up. And that's exactly what we need to have a little bit more consistency from the top to the bottom of the order. Nice job. We're knotted up at 1-1. Let's see who's up next here for the Toronto Blue Jays. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We're shooting for 20 likes within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall, and 100 in the donos on every single stream. Let's go. Next up, for the Blue Jays, one of the staples, center fielder George Springer. Batting second, right fielder Addison Barger. And batting third, catcher Alejandro Kirk. Let's go. Woo. Competitive game here so far. Let's go, baby. where are we at now? We got quite a few people in the room that we need to be able to smash that like button during this broadcast. We only have a third of you in the room. We're only at 11. So if you can take just a quick moment and be able to help us get to the algorithm, that'll help get more recommendations on YouTube. All we got to do is get to 20, and then we'll get into that algorithm. We're at 11, and we have 29 in the building. So if you can just take 1 second and smash that like button, we'll be there, and we don't even need everyone in the room to do it. But again, we need quite a few more. 16 of y'all haven't done it yet, and please do. Let's go. If we can have someone keep up with the likes and the donos, I'd appreciate it in the room. Let's go. Takes 1 second to hit that like button. Baby, let's keep it competitive and keep it close. First pitch from Wu to Springer. Check swing, fouled off. 0-1 count. I always like this series with the Blue Jays, and WrestleMania is this weekend. But I decided that I would push, and I made the thumbnail for tomorrow morning. We're going to be playing at noon. Hopefully, we'll be done around 2:30. And then WrestleMania starts at 4. So I will be doing the Mariner Blue Jay game tomorrow at noon and doing WrestleMania at 4 to 8 o'clock. So it'll probably be like a 8-9 hour day. And then on Sunday, the Mariners play at like 10:30. It's Easter. I'm going to visit family. I won't be able to stream that game, but I will be doing WrestleMania later Sunday evening for WrestleMania Day 2 at 4 p.m. I should be back around 3. And that'll give me a chance to make a thumbnail and take Paisley for a walk. Popped up. Oh, Cal drops it in foul territory. A rare drop there on the run. You're not going to see Cal do that often. Damn. Springer in the box. Ryan Wu on the mound. Let's go. Bring that electricity, baby. Especially with Logan Gilbert on the mound, you know, I have to be able to see my favorite guys, you know. And again, now if like Emerson Hancock was on the mound tomorrow, we'd probably just do WrestleMania. But the simple fact that, you know, we got Wu and Gilbert, and we're playing the Blue Jays, I got to do it, man. We're at 12, 8 more to go to hit that number. Let's go, baby. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is low and inside at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two pitch. Little slow dribbler, but right in between the gap of the shortstop, J.P. Crawford, and the second baseman. Nice base knock for a single there. And Springer's been hot. 388 average right now for George Springer. That's like some Jorge Polanco stat line. Nice job, George. First pitch inside. 1-0 count. Bottom of the second, 1-1 here on Apple TV Plus Friday night. I love Apple TV broadcasts. That 4K cameras are amazing. Bunt attempt, no. Nice catch there by Cal Raleigh. One ball and 1 strike here for Brian Wu. Agreed. Pitch is inside for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Brian Wu. I love it, man. All those things that we were all, kind of complaining about, with Scott Service, running the team, like we're actually, improving on all the things that we need to win. And if you notice, like in years past, if Service had a guy in the pen that was struggling, you would just keep him, right? But now with this Dan Wilson regime, you end up struggling. He sends you down to AAA, and I love that. Troy Taylor definitely isn't ready, so he sent him down. And again, sending guys down immediately to get them confidence and reps in AAA is exactly what we need. Oh, wow. Barger, back, all the way to the wall, and caught by Raleigh. Thank God. Nice hit by Barger. Thank God that was not out of the park. Next up, catcher Alejandro Cook. Throw to first. As the Blue Jay fans boo, you got to keep them honest. Yeah, you got to switch strategies up. If you're gonna keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and not really spend a whole lot of money on top of that, you can't expect drastic different results. But we're being way more aggressive. Stealing bags, getting guys over. Now we still have one of the lower batting averages with runners in scoring position. I think that will get better. As the season goes on, when we can figure out the right lineups. Here and there. But again, we're really starting to kind of. Be in like the, running on all cylinders, especially off to a kind of a slow start to start off the season with some tough opponents. But don't be surprised in a week or two if we're in first place in the NL West. Pitch right down the middle, 2 balls and 1 strike from Wu to Alejandro Kirk. But I love, I'm a stat nerd just like you, Reflect. So again, a lot of the other individuals, they're not going to go as deep as us, based on the stats and the analytics. And I think that's why we vibe so much, because we understand what it takes to win. A lot of people, they just think, they look at the starting pitching, or they just look at batting average and, blindly bet, but again, there's a lot more that goes into baseball than just what you see, on the stat sheet in black and white. There's definitely going to be a gray area as well. Stats and analytics matter. 2-2 pitch, pitch is outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count is full for a Wu to Kirk. I love that comparison that you brought that up as well. Pitches outside, and that's a walk. Because again, if we can lead the MLB in steals, have great pitching, and we don't have too many injuries, even though we haven't had Kirby to start the season, but if he can stay healthy the rest of the year, so we don't have to see Hancock that much, and then we can maybe bring up another farm guy at some point during the season, depending on injuries or poor play. We're really going to start hitting our stride. And I like the Jack Clark cleanup kind of comparison as well. Again, we're not going to be built like most teams, and again, it's just being able to fill in the gap and the certain statistics that we struggled at. I still would like to see us bunt a little bit more, but, right up the middle, nice little base knock. And they pump the brakes there, don't even think about it. And they got bases loaded with 1 out. We need to get out of this jam here. And we've seen Castillo, Miller, and Wu, kind of get roughed up early in games in the first couple innings. But if you only give up like 1 run or none, again, you can still make up the ground. Where we end up losing is when, we end up giving up 3, 4, 5 runs in the first 2 innings, and then sometimes we can't catch up. Once starting pitching goes out, we can always sprint in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, but, we can't expect, 3, 4, 5 run innings late every time. Pitch is high and out of the zone, 1-0 count. Alan Roden in the box. Come on, Mariners. We need a double play desperately. Definitely a force out at home. Popped up. Roden might be deep enough for a guy to tag up. Let's see. Randy, and that's a tag up. 2-1 Blue Jays. Can't give up any more this inning. That's it. 1 run in the first, 1 run in the second. We can match that 1 run ourselves. So as long as we're keeping the pace, I mean, neither one of these teams is going to get shut out 5-0, in these 3-game set. And obviously, if we end up getting beat, obviously that Castillo matchup, if we have Garver on Easter Sunday, that might be the one that we lose. But we should have a very good chance here today and tomorrow, especially with Logan on the bump tomorrow as well. And another thing that I hope that we actually see in broadcast, we want to be able to see a split camera, when they have people, going from third base to like home, when you end up having like those split camera angles that you see on certain teams use. I would love to be able to see that. Popped up. Got him. The damage is done, but anytime you see guys like tagging up, I would love to be able to see like a split camera. And there's only a few teams that kind of use that, especially when they have a guy tagging up from third to home, to be able to see like, obviously the throw on the right camera and then having the guy tag up on the left camera. There's only a few teams that do it, but I hope that's something that we see every team utilize in the future. It really takes the game to another level where you can see exactly where the throw is going and where the runner is going in a split camera and a split screen on the screen itself. All right, let's see who's up here for the Mariners here in the top of the 3rd inning. Next here in the top of the 3rd, third baseman Ben Williamson. And this should be our everyday third baseman for the rest of the year. Batting second, shortstop in the 9-hole, J.P. Crawford. And then we go back to the top of the order. We're going to need production from you, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. 0 for 1. Let's get at least a hit today. Hopefully 2. Let's go Mariners. Go, baby. No Dylan Moore in the lineup, which is a little shocking for a guy that's been so good. I would rather have Dylan Moore probably play in right field than Luke Raley. I would rather have Dylan Moore over Rowdy Tellez, even though Rowdy ended up playing first base. I don't know if Dylan can play first. It's not a position that, if you can play second, you can play short, you can play third, you can play outfield. For first base and like catcher, those are kind of positions that not everybody obviously can't do. So, but I hope we get to see Dylan Moore utilize his defense and his bat at least at some point. And hopefully that's the first guy that we have pinch hit late in the game because we're going to need him. Exactly. And again, I've only seen a couple teams use it, and as soon as I saw it, I was like in awe because it makes the game like you're so much more engaged because it shows both cameras. It's split right down the middle. You see the guy running from third, or maybe it's a big play off the wall, and then obviously you get that deep throw, and then you can kind of time it up, and then it helps with replay also. As far as being able to see that extra camera angle live on TV. But obviously there's only a couple teams that use it at the moment. 7 more likes to 20. We're behind the 8 ball there. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. You can be a looky-loo and you don't have to comment, but smash that like button to help us get into the algorithm. And then obviously we'll be shooting for 100 in the donos on every single stream. Top of the 3rd, 2-1 Blue Jays. And we have Bowden, Francis on the mound still, wheeling and dealing. And we got our guy, our everyday third baseman, hopefully for the rest of the year, B-Dubs, Ben Williamson. First pitch is inside, 1-0 count. And hopefully if he gets good enough, maybe he'll get a Buffalo Wild Wings sponsorship. That's my guy, B-Dubs, baby. Let's go. Pitch in the zone there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike from Francis Williamson. Pitch is inside. Should have been called ball, but called strike. Behind in the count, 1-2. Crushed. Line drive with a flip. And that's 1 away. Stay down, Bingley. Next up, in the box, J.P. Crawford. First pitch in there, strike looking with the four-seam fastball, 0-1 count. I'm not sure if Hooters makes any sense. B-Dubs makes sense because that's his nickname. I mean, unless his last name was Hooters or something. Pitches inside. 2 balls and 1. Oh, wow. They called that a strike? Wow, this ump is terrible. We've already seen a couple strikes called that should have been balls here, and that could be the difference, at every single critical at-bat that we have. Top of the third, 1 out. Apple TV Plus broadcast. 2-1 Blue Jays. Santander with a sacrifice fly. Bobichette scoring 1-0 Blue Jays. Tellez with a homer, making it 1-1. And then Rodon sacrifice fly with George Springer scoring 2-1 Blue Jays. JP crushes that one foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And JP strikes out. Obviously not a very good start for this ump, but we'll see where it goes. Next up, it's J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez. I mean, I didn't even like when my favorite NASCAR driver had Hooters, or Chase Elliott. It's a distraction, I don't need to see about 10 models on his car getting him unfocused when I need him to win a fucking race. Plus, the colors are kind of ugly. It's like orange and brown. Like, unless you like the Cleveland Browns, and that ain't it. Orange and brown is not a good color combo for a sponsorship. And like Reflect said, bankruptcy. 0 for 1 with a ground out. Top of the third, 2 outs. Francis on the mound. Julio in the box. Yeah, if you have T-Mobile, you get Apple TV Plus free, Netflix for free, and some plans will even give you Hulu for free. I get Apple TV Plus for free and Netflix for free, and then my Hulu right now is only like $2.99 a month, on like a discounted rate for like 6 months to a year. So pitch on the corner of the zone for a strike, and it seems like a lot of the stuff that's right on the corner, they're kind of giving the Blue Jays the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully they do that for the Mariners as well. Are you paying for a subscription, Reflect, on the Apple TV Plus? Or are you doing like a free trial? Obviously on Twitter/X on the Mariners, site, through Twitter, X, they had a little promotion there that you can get like, I don't know, is it 1 to 3 months free if you clicked on the link? So, but as long as you click it and it goes away, you should be good. 2-2 pitch. Julio with a slow dribbler. Throw to first. Got him. At least Julio ran to first hard that time. Let's go to the bottom of the third inning. 2-1 Blue Jays. Next up for the Blue Jays, first baseman Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 0 for 1. Batting second from the Orioles in the offseason. 0 for 0 with an RBI, DHing Anthony Santander. And the Orioles are definitely going to miss his bat. Batting third, 0 for 1 in the 4-hole, second baseman Andres Jimenez. Let's go Mariners. All right, so far, Rowdy Tellez stepping up. Who else is going to step up for the Mariners here today? Let's go. And let's look at early stat lines for the pitchers. Brian Wu, 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, no Ks. And that's very unusual, especially with his fastball wheeling and dealing most of the time. 32 pitches, 20 strikes, 3.43 ERA. Not a very good outing for Wu so far. And then for Bowden Francis early on, 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 earned run, no walks, 4 Ks. So obviously doing much better on that side. And, when the bats are hot, we can look good. But sometimes when the bats are struggling, we can make anybody look like a Cy Young candidate, especially in the last few years. Oh, no kidding. When I take walks with Paisley in the neighborhood, I'll hear one in a particular spot, kind of in the rich neighborhood that's a little ways away from me. But I don't hear them often, but they're out there. Let's go, Wu. Keep your swagger and confidence up. First pitch to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. right there on this borderline strike zone. And again, it looks like if it's right there on the line, the ump is going to give you it. And at least that he's giving Wu the call now. He wasn't early on. Popped up, tried to jam him in that same spot. Julio is there. No fly zone. 1 away. Good defense there, Julio. We need that from you. Next up for the Blue Jays, DHing Anthony Santander, who had an amazing season for the Orioles last year. Solid hitter, struggling a little bit this year, batting right around 216, but don't be surprised if he gets up into that 270 to 300 range, in the next few months. Popped up all the way back to the wall. Wow. As Raleigh has his back go off the chain. 2 away. And we're very lucky that didn't go out of the park. He's got really good mechanics, Anthony Santander. And he can pull that baseball without even trying. Next up, second baseman Andres Jimenez. Shit, I imagine at some parks that could have been maybe close to a home run. First pitch is high and tight, 1-0 count. 0-1 count. Four-seam fastball looking. I like that. Oh, 1 pitch. In play, dribbler. Should be an easy out here for the Mariners. As long as Rowdy Tellez doesn't fumble the bag, he doesn't. Taps on first, and that's the end of the 3rd inning. 2-1 Blue Jays. Next up for the Mariners, DHing 0-for-1, Jorge Polanco. Batting second, 0-for-1 with a K, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And batting third, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. And God bless Cal Raleigh and Randy Arozarena with back-to-back homers late in that matchup against the Reds to help us win that series. Absolutely fucking incredible. I got to go grab my water out of the freezer. I'll be right back. Where are we at on the likes right now, Captain? Are we close to 20? We got to be getting close. And we're just about to approach that 1 hour mark. So if we can get to 20 by an hour, hour and a half, and especially if the game is close, we'll end up getting a big boost And Mariner games typically have been close, towards the end of the game, 7th, 8th, and 9th, for most of our games this season. So let's go, baby. Griffey loves it. Let's get it. Gained 2 subs in this stream. Thank you so much. For any of those individuals that subbed today, as well as this month and this year, 61 subs from 20,800. And hopefully we can approach 21,000 sooner than later. Let's go. First pitch in there for a curveball, 73 miles an hour. Kind of stunning Polo. Didn't think you would get a pitch that slow early on. 0-1 count. Come on, Polo. We need you, baby. We need that electricity. Polo pops up. And that should be a routine play, and it is. 1 away. Got to be a little bit more patient there. Next up, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Kevin Seitzer, Edgar Martinez making a big difference for this team. Trident's up. 88-90 wins. First place in the AL West or a wild card. It's going to happen. And what's going to make it more remarkable is not having Bliss and Robles. There we go. Cal Raleigh going for 2. What a throw from the outfield. I was going to say the dumper better start kicking it into another gear. He's going to get thrown out, and he did. Damn it. I like the aggressiveness, but again, you got to be able to do it with a guy that maybe is a little faster. Oh, brutal. But a great hit there by Cal, and obviously wasn't satisfied with just a single there, and just a great throw from the outfield. Maybe should have just stayed put at first. Next up, left fielder Randy Arozarena. But you got to give the Blue Jays credit when they do a good play. That was a great throw and a great tag, and Cal just not fast enough that time around. Next up, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Let's go, Randy. Takes a pitch there, right on the zone, on the line, 1 ball and 1 strike. But again, we are an aggressive team this year, and we have been thrown out, quite a few times, but obviously we've been more safe than thrown out, and that's just going to be a part of the game. Just trying to get that guy to second, to get that guy in scoring position. And sometimes, it's going to be in our favor, and we'll be safe. And there's going to be other times where the other team makes a fantastic throw and tag, and we're going to be out. So, and hopefully that doesn't happen again. Can't afford it against this Blue Jay team. Pitches inside, 1-2 count. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Now, if that was Randy running, he probably would have been safe, even with that great throw and tag attempt. 2-2 pitch. Hit him. Damn. Randy getting plunked. I hope he's okay. That's going to leave a bruise. A little discussion with him and Alejandro Kirk at home. Next up for the Mariners, right fielder Luke Raley. Starting to get hot with the bat. And got his first home run and got off the schneid finally. And we'll see if Luke can come up big here today. Luke crushes that one, fading foul. And where are we at now? We're at 16. We need 4 more likes to hit the number. So if you haven't done it yet, please do. We're 4 more away from 20. We've got at least 7 people in the room that haven't done it yet. Throw to first, safe. Let's go, Luke. Top of the fourth, 2-1 Blue Jays. Yeah, Randy's getting hit more than he should. Four-seam fastball, drop foul, behind the plate, behind the count 0-2. Who would you plunk, Springer? Randy? Still chilling there at first base, fouled off, four-seam fastball, behind the count still 0-2. Let's go. Randy? Luke? Yes, Luke, go, go, go. All the way back to the wall. Run, Luke, run, slide, safe. Go home, go home. Going back to third. Shit. Randy getting caught. Fuck. Oh, brutal. Man. And Randy gets caught in between no man's land between third and home. Wow. What a blunder that inning. We could have probably tied the game up that particular inning. And brutal after Randy getting punked and then getting caught in between home and third. You know, it's one thing to be aggressive on the bags, but also we need to be smart. You know, Cal being a little overly aggressive, and then obviously a big, double there, and Luke going for two. He ended up being safe, and maybe Randy should have just stayed at third. You know, you got to be able to learn, the timing on when to be able to be super aggressive and when to be able to stay put and just let the person that ended up hitting the ball, let them be the aggressive one and just wait for that next guy to be able to knock you home. Brutal. Again, and that is something that we haven't seen so far in 2025. 2 base blunders in the same inning that maybe cost us a run. So hopefully that will be something that will be a lesson learned. And again, that we won't do that again, in this particular game. But at least we're being aggressive. We are hitting the ball. It's just unfortunate, when you end up having a good play and then it gets immediately erased with a bad decision. And Randy being overly aggressive there, just like Cal, trying to stretch a single to the double and trying to go from second to home when you should have just took one base. You're going for two, but that's kind of the Mariner mentality, this year. Super aggressive. And again, we're like number one in stolen bases. So we're going to have our good moments. We're going to have our bad moments, but we're going to have to learn from our bad moments and our bad decisions. Okay, next up, center fielder George Springer, 1-for-1 with a run. We'll see if we get a plunk job. Next up, right fielder Addison Barger, 0-for-1. Batting third, catcher 0-for-0 with a base on ball, Alejandro Kirk. George, Addison, Alejandro. Let's go, Woo. Springer crushes that one, and a guy that's pretty much like Polo, almost batting 400, and a leadoff double just like that. Maybe that was the guy that we should have plunked. Nice hit by George. Next up, right fielder Addison Barger. First pitch fouled off. Crushed that one. Foul. Definitely in that right side of the foul pole, which would be a home run, but it's, foul. There's quite a few souvenirs that are landing over there from the Blue Jays and the Mariner players. Barger pulls the ball. But Randy Arozarena is there. Throw to third. Lazy throw by Randy. Again, you have to make sure you got your head on a swivel and you're helping your pitcher out. And again, just thinking that he wouldn't tag up from second to third is asinine. They're going to be aggressive like us. But when you make the catch, don't lollygag and throw it to third just like a regular play like he's not going. You have to assume that they're going to tag up and go every single time. Terrible effort by Randy Arozarena there. That might end up costing us another run. We need guys to have full effort, in the outfield. Not only, when they end up going for those big, deep, long balls, but also the throw into the infield. Just like running to first with Julio, it's an issue. Run hard every single time like Luke Raleigh. No excuses. And I know Randy's arm isn't going to be like the strongest on the team, but could have been a little bit more effort there. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Behind in the count 0-2 from Wu to Kirk. Little chopper up the middle. Where the hell is the defensive, why are we lining up so away from second base and short? There's been a lot of baseballs right up the middle. Where the hell is Miles Mastrobuoni? Where the hell is JP Crawford? Why are we playing so far apart from each other right there? Brutal. 3-1 Blue Jays. Look at that. Wu is just getting fucked up. I thought the Rangers were the only team that could hit, but obviously the Blue Jays are hot like the Mariners as of late. He might have to pull Wu pretty soon. Defense isn't really helping him out either. And the Blue Jays are hot. And again, they're taking advantage of that first pitch strike, and that's not fooling anybody. And we know Wu likes to throw that four-seam fastball or a sinker, and he might be done. Next up is Alan Roden in the 9-hole. And we're already down 3-1 with runners at first and second, only one out. But again, our bullpen has been struggling. I don't know if we can afford to pull Wu out. Come on, Wu. First pitch is inside, 1-0 count. Four-seam fastball, hitting that 96 on the gun. Pitch in there for a strike with that sinker. 1 ball and 1 strike. Can't believe the Blue Jays already have how many hits? 6? Holy hell. I mean, Mariners got 3. We got a home run by Tellez, but they're raking. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is low and out of the zone with that changeup. 2 balls and 1 strike from Will. Come on, Will us. Come on, Wu. Wu on the mound, Roden in the box. Pitch right there at the bottom of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Roden. Bottom of the 4th, 3-1 Blue Jays. Two pitch. Got him. There we go. Finally get a K out of Brian Wu. And very uncharacteristic kind of start here for Brian Wu. Normally he gets his first K in like the first inning, not the fourth. Shout out to the Blue Jays. They're doing their thing, but this is very uncharacteristic for us. Next up, shortstop, Bo Bichette. Strike in the low part of the zone with that four-seam fastball. 0-1 count. Bottom of the fourth, 3-1 Blue Jays. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. We can't give up any more. Tried to jam the hitter. Slow dribbler, force out at second. And that's the end of the fourth inning. But the damage is done. Let's go to the top of the fifth inning. Next up for the Mariners, 1-for-1 with a run and an RBI, solo dinger, Rowdy Tellez. Sometimes it's the unsung heroes you don't expect to do anything that actually do something. Batting second baseman, 0-for-1 with a K, Miles Mastroboni. Come on, Miles, we need you. And batting third, 0-for-1, third baseman, Ben Williamson. We need a base knock. Let's go, Ben. Three runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Blue Jays. 1 run, 2 hits, 3 hits, no errors for the Mariners. Got to get going. So far, we only have hits with Cal, Luke, and Rowdy. That's got to change. Let's go, Ems. Bryce Miller mic'd up. It says on the mound, Tellez in the box. Pitches outside, 1-0 count from Francis to Tellez. Come on, Rowdy. I don't expect Rowdy to hit 2 home runs in a game, but that might be what we need to kind of get back into this. Pitches inside, four-seam fastball, 2-0 count. I mean, we'll even take a walk if we can get it here. Francis on the mound, Tellez in the box. Top of the fifth, 3-1 Blue Jays. Pitches outside, 3-0 count. Hit the walk here, Tellez. Pitch right on that corner. Should have been probably ball number 4, but this ump is calling everything on the line or just outside the line a strike. And Rowdy with a walk. Good eye. Nice job, Rowdy. If that was Julio, that would have been strike 3. All right, here we go. Just getting a guy on base. And we know Rowdy is a little slow like Cal Raleigh. So, we're not expecting Rowdy to steal any bags. Now we're going to need a little help at the bottom end of the order with Miles, Ben, and JP. Let's get back into this game and get it to 3-2 this inning. Next up, second baseman Miles Mastroboni. Him and JP got to get on a better page. They got too much spacing for their defense out there. There we go, Miles, right out of the gate. Nice little base knock. There you go. You have to talk it into existence. You talk it, and then it happens. You got to walk it till you talk it, baby. Rowdy with the walk. Miles with a hit. Ben can get a hit. Let's go. Next up, third baseman Ben Williamson. Let's go. Time to get an RBI here and make it 3-2 or 3-3. Let's go. Trident's up. We're never out of it until the game is over. Let's go, B-Dubs. Let's go, Ben. And the guys at the end of the lineup seem to have a better eye than the guys at the top of the lineup. First pitch is low and at the knees. Good eye by Williamson. If that was Julio, that probably would have been a strike. 1-0 count. One 1-0 pitch. In the zone for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike from Francis to Williamson. Let's go, Ben. I haven't really been that excited about a farm guy as much as this in quite some time. I mean, we got another 10, 11 guys in the farm that I'll get really excited about when they get a chance to come up. Ben crushes it. There should be an out there in right field, you would assume. It is. Are they going to tag up? Wow, Tellez is way too slow. Dude, why is Tellez trying to stretch that from second to third? You're like the slowest guy on the team. What are we doing? Base running has been atrocious today. There was no way in hell Rowdy was going to make it from second to third there. I mean, I understand, if you want to be aggressive, but you have to understand who you are as a player. Terrible decision-making by the Mariners, costing us runs, costing us the game, essentially. Unbelievable. Go to first, safe. You got to understand who you are as a person, And if you're one of the thicker guys on the team, and it's not that far out there, you're not going to make it as long as the throw is on. Pitch is outside. 1-0 count from Francis to Crawford. It's like, we want to make sure that we're not wasting these opportunities with guys on base. We're not striking out nearly as much as we did the last 3 years, but we don't want to waste the opportunity, where we finally get guys on base and then all of a sudden we're just wasting the opportunity and taking it for granted. I mean, we're down 3-1. We're not up 3-1. It's not like we're playing with house money right now. 2-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss by JP. 2 balls and 1 strike from Francis to Crawford. Come on, JP.
Oh my gosh.
2-1 pitch. Right on the line. This ump is calling everything on the line a strike for, I guess, apparently both teams. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Francis to Crawford. Come on, JP. We need you, bro. We need to make up for that bad decision by Tellez. JP crushes that one. Foul. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs with a runner at first. Down by 2. Top of the 5th. 3-1 Blue Jays on Apple TV+. Come on. Count now is full with that pitch outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that bad, base running might have cost us this game. I mean, I'm hoping that we can still get a good rally and catch up and tie the game up. But again, if we would have ran the bases correctly with Randy and Cal and then Tellez right there, maybe the score is 3-3 right now, or at least 3-2. Crawford crushes that one foul. I mean, this is the first game that we've been so ill-advised on running the bags. Like, we're just lollygagging out there like this isn't a spring training game or something. And a line drive to first base. And a nice catch there by Vladimir Guerrero Jr., showing you his Gold Glove prowess. Let's go to the bottom of the fifth inning, and we're down by 2. Next up for the Blue Jays, after making that great grab, first baseman Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 0 for 2. Batting second in the inning here in the 3-hole, DHing 0 for 1 with an RBI, Anthony Santander. And batting third in the 4-hole, 0 for 2, second baseman Andres Jimenez. Let's go Mariners. We're not out of it yet. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. I feel like we're only a couple away from 20. So if you haven't done it yet, please do so we can hit the algorithm. We get more people here into the stream. And we're shooting for 100 in the donos on every single stream. Still waiting on that first one. All the Mariner homies here in Oregon and Washington are like, why is Big Boy tagging up SMH and all these other things? And I was like, man, we've already been out 3 times already early in this matchup on bad decision making on running the bases, but hopefully that'll be it. Let's get it. I know what we need. Now, I usually don't post this out until we get into like the 7th, 8th, or 9th, but with that bad base running, we need a little bit of go Soto mojo. You know, we need to be able to get things back into gear. Mariner Moose, let's go, baby. We need you. We need that electricity. Let's go. Smarter decisions. Let's go, M's. First pitch to Guerrero. Inside in there for a strike. For 1 count. Come on, Griffey. We need you, baby. Oh, 1 pitch with that sweeper outside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. One pitch. Chops that one foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Come on, Wu. One-two pitch. Pitches inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Come on, Wu. We need you, baby. And you know it's a bad game for Wu when he only has 1 K and it's the fucking 5th inning. I mean, there's games where he'll have close to, 5 to 10 Ks at this point. Having only 1, definitely not a good game, at least on his end. And but it could be worse. We could definitely be down by 4 or 5 runs at this point. We just need the bats to keep staying hot, and we need the base running to be cleaned up, and we'll be fine. 2-2 pitch. Pitch is low and out of the zone. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Vlad. Yeah, 100%. And that is a walk. And Wu looking very shaky. Next up, DHing 0 for 1 with an RBI, former Oriole stud Anthony Santander. Bottom of the fifth with no outs, 3-1 Blue Jays. First pitch in there for a strike, swinging on that changeup. 0-1 count. Come on, Woo. Let's go, M's. Pitches outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. From Wu to Santander. Appreciate you. $3 holla, 97 to go. Top foul with that changeup. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. Little Cactus Jack, bang, bang. We're at 3, 97 to go. Every dollar counts. It'll help pay for Paisley's food, her vet bill, the internet bill, the streaming fee, just the basic stuff that I need to be able to keep doing the dream. Thank you so much. Appreciate you so much. Bottom of the fifth, 3-1 Blue Jays. Wu on the mound. Santander in the box. Fouls that one off. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Santander. Single right up the middle. How many base knocks have we seen that have been right up the middle in between the shortstop and the second baseman? Miles Mastrobuoni probably shouldn't have played today, even though he has gotten, a hit. I think that we should have played Dylan Moore at second base because some of these plays that are right up the middle, Dylan would have been able to more than likely make that play, in my opinion. Brutal, man. Runners now at first and second. But, I like that Miles, at least has gotten a base knock, but Dylan Moore is going to be a better defender and he can get more hits. Like, when are you going to finally make the adjustment? You're too far to the right. You need to be closer to the bag. Everything is right up the middle. Over and over and over again. Throw to second. Did Vlad get hit in the butt with the ball or something? Oh, got him in the thigh. I thought he got him in the butt cheek. Yeah, I think I did. Back thigh, butt cheek there. All right, I'll be here. Hopefully we're tied up or have the lead at that point. Enjoy that walk. Popped up. 1 away. Jimenez flied out to right. Get you some photos when you get back too. Hopefully we'll have a lead at that point, or at least tied up. I did see that, SDL, but that's another now position that you're going to have to fill. There's a lot of holes on that team. First pitch right on the line, should have been called strike, but called ball. This ump is fucking terrible. He's giving the Blue Jays everything on the line is strike. Why isn't he giving everything for the Mariners on the line is strike as well? Seems like we're only getting, maybe 2 out of every 4 calls on the line. But then the Blue Jays are getting every call on the line. 1 ball and 1 strike from Wu to Springer, who's been hot, hot, hot. He's batting .400 right now. Just like kind of where we had Polo early in the season. One ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Springer. Let's go, M's. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. Let's try to get to that 20 number. And we're at 3, 97 to go. Top foul on that changeup. But we will be doing the game tomorrow at noon with Logan Gilbert on the mound. I already made the thumb. And then as soon as that's over, I'll have like maybe a half hour to hour break to walk my dog, maybe get a little bit of a lunch, and then we'll do WrestleMania tomorrow, day 1, from 4 to 8 p.m. It's going to be a long day tomorrow. Throw to second. Vlad almost getting hit in the butt cheek again. And then Sunday on Easter, I spent some time with the fam, and we'll do WrestleMania Day 2 at 4 p.m. Pacific. Mariners on Sunday play at 10:30 a.m. with Castillo on the mound. So that'll be the first Mariner game this season that, I'm not going to have the time to do. But again, we're going to try to shoot for 150 out of the 162 or higher this season. So. Big swing and a miss, and Springer strikes out. Thank God. Down goes George, and another punch out there by Brian Wu. Next up for the Blue Jays, right fielder Addison Barger. Come on, Brian. Yeah, tough to say. There's a chance that, Sanders and Ward will both be picked in the top 10. And if people are reaching, they might even be picked within the first, two, quarterbacks within the first 5 or 6 picks. It is possible. There's going to be other teams that are going to be looking at other needs, though, right? Ashton Genty, right? Abdul Carter, Tyler Warren, Travis Hunter. Those are the only 4 guys that I trust. There's going to be other guys in the first round that will probably, pan out at some point or another, but those are the only guys I trust. The 2 Penn State studs, right? Abdul Carter at DN and Tyler Warren at tight end, and then Travis Hunter from Colorado playing corner and wide receiver, and Ashton Genty from Boise State at running back. That's it. Everything else is going to be a risk. 0-2 pitch, crushed, fading, foul. Finding the count 0-2. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th, 3-1 Blue Jays. Get out of this inning. And flied out to center. And that's the end of the 5th inning. Thank God. What a catch by Julio. Him and Raleigh almost collided there. Woo, just getting ripped apart. All right, let's go to the top of the 6th. We have a sprint now to get these last 2 runs to catch up and get 3 to win if we can hold them. But we need some production at the top of the order, or just to wait for Bowden Francis to exit the game, and then we can start raking. Next up for the Mariners, 0-for-2 center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Probably shouldn't be the leadoff hitter. Batting second, 0-for-2, DHing Jorge Polanco. Need a hit. And batting third, 1-for-2 with a catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go. Let's go, Mariners. Rangers, Mariners, Stros, Angels, Athletics. All right, next up is Julio Rodriguez. I mean, time to start earning your fucking paycheck, my guy. You know, you got popularity like a superstar, but you don't play like a superstar on a regular basis, and you're going to start to need to. We're going to need you if we're going to try to be able to get first and second in this division. Trident's up. You're due for a homer at some point in this series. Julio pops up, swinging on the first pitch like an idiot, like he always does. One away. I mean, hard to be able to get better when all you do is the same fucking thing over and over and over again. Be overly aggressive on that first pitch that you think is going to be a strike. And guess what? Pitchers know this, and they're going to throw garbage at the first pitch, knowing that you're going to swing. Like, are you ever going to fucking learn? Christ. Next up, DHing Jorge Polanco. Like, I don't mind if you do it once in a while and you try to go ahead of the count and try to get that, you know, big home run or that big double. But I mean, how many games are we seeing him go 1 for 5, 0 for 5, 0 for 4? You're fucking ridiculous. You're Julio Rodriguez, not some fucking bum. You're not fucking Rowdy Tellez or Donovan Solano. Jesus Christ. You're Julio Rodriguez. Fucking play like it. And I imagine he doesn't watch any fucking tape either. Let's go Polo. Like, if we just had patience in the box with some of our players, we would have at least 2 or 3 more wins right now. Ridiculous. And I know I'm not the only one that fucking feels this way. It's ridiculous, man. It's like all you're ever going to be, Julio, is just a good player. You know, you're never going to be an all-star every year or a Hall of Fame player unless you correct that. And luckily, you know, he's early in his career, but I mean, again, you think that you would see at least signs within the first, you know, 3-4 years. I mean, at the end of the day, Logan Gilbert and Cal Raleigh are going to be Hall of Famers, and Julio probably won't be. I mean, that's just being real. But if Julio can, you know, change his approach, you know, maybe he could be that third, you know, Hall of Famer, possibly one day. Nice base knock there. There we go. Polo actually knows how to be patient. There we go. Nice job, Polo. Next up, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Sounds good, brother. Pitch is high, out of the zone. 1-0 count to big dumper. Come on, Cal. Getting a 2-run blast right here would be amazing. They would get us right back in the game. Cal at the top of the leaderboard with Soderstrom. We ended up hitting one yesterday. But before Tyler did, there was quite a few guys tied at the top at 7 homers for the season, and Cal's up there. Cal pacing for 40 to 50 homers, especially with that torpedo bat. That one popped foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Francis to Raleigh. Go Cal. Again, that torpedo bat should be shipped in for the right side pretty soon. Come on, Cal. And big swing and a miss. Francis wheeling and dealing. Down goes Cal. 2 away. Nice job by Francis. We'll give him love. 2 away. Next up, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Let's go, Randy. We need you, baby. Randy, slow dribbler. Flip to second for the force out. And that's the end of the 6th inning. All right, and then hopefully now we're going to end up getting, Bowden Francis, who has, pretty much roughed up the Mariners, so to speak. We've had opportunities, we've had some hits, but we've just been terrible at the base running. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 5 Ks. So it's not like he's got 10, but again, those mistakes on the bags cost us. Let's see who's up next here for Toronto. In the bottom of the 6th. Next up for the Blue Jays, catcher Alejandro Kirk. 1 for 1 with an RBI and a base on ball. Batting second, 2 for 2, third baseman Will Wagner. And batting third, 0 for 1 with an RBI and a K, left fielder Alan Roden. Let's go Mariners. Take a look at Brian Wu's stat line. Obviously, bad game for him today. 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and only 2 Ks. 74 pitches in for Wu, 77 for Francis. So you might see Francis for, we'll see. You might see those guys for 1 more additional inning, but we'll see where it goes. We definitely need the starters to go out, and we'll see what happens after that. Let's go Mariners. Little slow dribbler to third, 1 away. First pitch right down the middle to Wagner. 0-1 count. Top of the 6th. Nah. Bottom of the 6th. Pitch is high and tight inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom of the 6th. 3-1 Blue Jays. Nobody on with 1 out. We need Wu to finish strong here. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fouled off on that changeup by Wagner. Come on, Wu. Let's go, baby. One-two pitch. That chop foul. One-two pitch. Pitch is high and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Wu to Wagner. Come on, Mariners. Again, once the starting pitching goes out, Captain, we're going to rally. That's just how we typically, run. Now, as of late, we've been able to kind of rough up the starting pitchers, which we weren't able to do the last couple of years. We were just getting strikeout, and we were looking terrible until like the 7th, 8th, and 9th, and we have this little sprint. But when we end up playing on the road, or if a pitcher has our number, sometimes it's a little rough, but at least we're down only 3-1, not 3-0. Less room to make up. 3-2 pitch. And again, Wu isn't doing as good as he normally does. Normally, even against a good team like Toronto, normally he's sitting at like 4 or 5 Ks by this point, not like 1 or 2. So you got to give Toronto credit. They've played well, and they've been hot as of late like us, and we're on the road. So we're going to take a lot, from our hitters in the 7th, 8th, and 9th to come through. There we go. Wu with another punch out. There we go. Wagner struck out looking. See ya. Nice job, Brian. Be as electric as you can, and if you can try to get, to save, salvage this particular game, you get 1 more K, you can get to 4. Wagner or Francis is at 5, so obviously not ideal for both, at this point, but you'll take it. 2 more likes to 20. Let's get there. Popped up, and this should be an easy routine play for Julio. There we go. End of the 6th inning, 3-1 Blue Jays. All right, now we're in the 7th, and this is usually the innings where we do our best, the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And it's not like we have 0 hits. We have 5 hits. We just have blunders on running the bags. Cal trying to stretch a single into a double. Randy getting caught in no man's land between 3rd and home. And Tellez tagging up from 2nd to 3rd like a fucking moron. When you weigh goddamn 500 pounds, you're not going to make it. So if those 3 things don't fucking happen, maybe the game is 3-2 right now. Or maybe even 3-3. But, you live and you learn. But again, we've never seen them have this many blunders of getting tagged out 3 times in a game. But again, we are the most aggressive team in baseball, number 1 in stolen bags. So again, something's got to give, and hopefully we have a good 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. And what we need to do is we need to bring in 1 individual. And if we bring in this guy right here, we're going to come back. If you don't, bring him in defensively and offensively for Mastrobuoni, maybe we don't. But if you bring this guy back into the lineup, he's probably our 2nd best hitter right now behind Polo. And obviously Cal Raleigh, bring Demo in the lineup. And it probably was a mistake on starting Mastrobuoni over Demo today. If you, even though Mastrobuoni does have a hit, him and JP have been out of position defensively. All those base hits just right in front of, second base and past the pitcher. If Dylan Moore was playing, some of those hits wouldn't have been hits. So, he's our definitely best platoon guy. Anna in the building. Trident's up. Let's go. We're going to come back. Let's get it. We need that Soto mojo, baby. Let's go. Julio, you got to do something more than just defensively, my guy. Let's go. It's time. It's fucking time. Let's go. Let's get it. Top of the 7th, 3-1 Blue Jays. Starters are going to go out, and that's our time to rake. And we just have to hope that whoever we bring in the pen, isn't terrible. But again, we've sent down every guy that's been terrible. If it was Scott Service, they'd still be on the team. Sauce got sent down. Troy Taylor's been, very shaky in his first start of the year. They sent him down. So I like the fact that, Dan Wilson and the coaching staff, if you're not ready, I'm sending you to AAA. We never saw that with Scott Service, and that's why this team is better. Obviously, in years past, we're more aggressive stealing bags. We're not striking out as much. We just have to be smart running the bags, baby. And Dylan Moore is coming in. And he's coming in for Luke Rayleigh. I love it. It's like we're on the same page. I got to send a text message, and I get a fucking response right there. Demo. Again, I could fucking manage this goddamn team. 1-0 pitch. Inside. 2-0 count. Take the walk if you need to. Fluhati on the mound. Demo in the box. Let's rake, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Demo. And I think Demo has earned the opportunity to start every game, based on his offensive and defensive play. He did have that one game where he had that error that, ended up bringing in a couple runs at third. But overall, he's had some pretty magnificent defensive plays, and he's been one of the best bats besides Polo and Cal and Randy as of late. Like, why are we not playing him on an everyday basis? He's earned it, Wow. Terrible call. That should have been a ball called strike. This ump is fucking terrible too. We are not getting fucking calls by this ump, and we need to fucking challenge. Like everything on the line, the Blue Jays get a strike. We get it on the line, it's a fucking ball half the time. Or a strike when it should have been a ball. And here you go. Dylan Moore being smart. There you go. This pitcher doesn't have it. Demo is smart. Boom shakalaka. We got a guy on base. Let's go. This is our inning, baby. Nice job, Demo. Great eyes. And now we're bringing in Solano. What the fuck are we doing? Like, bringing in Solano is stupid. Bringing in Garver for Polo pinch hitting is stupid. I don't give a shit if they're left-handed or right-handed. These guys can't play. Bring in Leo Rivas. You know, someone that actually is fast, defends, and can hit. Solo stinks. Solano's terrible. Like fucking having Rowdy Tellez out there, but luckily he hit a homer today. Top of the seventh, 3-1 Blue Jays. Runner at first, Demo. And Demo can steal bags. You know, and the best thing for Solo, Donovan Solano, right, as well as Mitch Garver, and I'm being 100% serious when I say this, the best asset for them is to not even fucking swing. Like, literally. Like, that's the best way you can help the team, because then you're not striking out, you're not popping up, you're grounding out. Maybe we can get walked, or you can get hit by a pitch, but you don't get hurt. But if you swing the bat, you're hurting our team. And, you know, I'd be very shocked if this turns into anything with Solano. You know, him and Mitch Garver and Rowdy Tellez shouldn't even be on the team. But at least Tellez has been able to hit homers as of late within the last few games to help. At least he's doing something. Pitch is low and into the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, we already had 3, dumb, it's one thing to be able to, steal a bag, but tagging up and trying to get extra or trying to, get a double out of a single, baseball IQ is very, important here. 2-2 pitch to Solano. Solano! You suck, Solano. Cut his ass. Waste of money. Go back to the Padres for a bag of Cheetos. You stink. And now we get Leo Rivas in. Good. At least they're listening. Let's go, Leo. Come on, Leo. Leo should be getting more playing time as well. He can steal bags. He can bunt, right? And that might be what he does here. Again, if it was me, I would be telling him to bunt. Drop this fucking bunt down and let's try to get the runner moved over. And then if the pitcher freaks out, he might throw it to first over the guy's head, and then we might be safe at first and second. And still have only 1 out. You have to be very calculated when you end up dropping the bunt, and I would love to see the Mariners drop bunts 1 to 4 times a game, and I know that's kind of unrealistic sometimes, but this would be a good time to do it, especially with only 1 out, not 2, but let's see. But, Rivas can get you a little base knock, a little infield single as well. But maybe he might even get on with a walk. Just don't swing, but I trust him in the box more than Solano or Garver. Should have never got rid of Tom Murphy as a backup catcher. Hella much better than Garver. First pitch is inside, almost heats Leo Rivas. Downstairs in the twig and berries. Luckily, he didn't get hit there. 1-0 count. Let's go, Leo. I like you. You know when I like you, and you know when I don't like you. Demo, yeah. Leo, yeah. Solano and Garv, no. Into the dirt? That would have been a good opportunity, but smart by Demo by not going. You don't want to get thrown out by Alejandro Kirk. He's got an arm. Not as good as Cal Raleigh from the knees, but still. I'm not going to be right 100% of the time, but my ESP is pretty good. Not just in baseball, everything. Baseball, basketball, football, NASCAR, whatever. Especially if you spend this much time reading, and watching film and doing this as a full-time job, you start to pick up tendencies. Pitch is high and out of the zone. 3-0 count. Take the walk. Be smart here. Don't be like Julio Rodriguez thinking you're going to get a moonshot. Just take the walk. Even if the next pitch is right down the middle for a strike, which it will be. 3-0 pitch. Right down the middle for a strike. Espa strong, baby. But the chances of him throwing 2 more strikes in a row before getting a ball is unlikely. Just don't swing. If you swing, it's going to be a foul ball, and it'll be counting as full 3-2. Take the walk. And he crushes it. All the way back to the warning track. Out number 2. Next up is third baseman Ben Williamson. Come on, Ben. And now we have pitching change. But, I mean, if he wouldn't have swung at that pitch, Rivas, it would have been strike 2. You know, it would have counted as full. But I still think that he would have been able to get a walk out of that if he would have been just slightly more patient. You know, but, again, you know, guys like Julio swinging at one pitch and then getting out over and over and over again, that's hurting us. You know, at least we have some guys that are stretching it out, you know, in 5, 6, 7, 8 pitches and then grinding out at bats. You know, Julio's hurting us every fucking game, you know, by just swinging on the first pitch and being out on one ball. You know, imagine being up 3 times and being out 3 times in 3 pitches. It's ridiculous. And I mean, I love Julio. I love what he brings to the team, but that part of his game is terrible. Defense, awesome. You know, stealing bags, great. You know, but his presence in the box, he's a fucking moron. Learn, Julio. Watch film. Damn it. Never going to be a Hall of Famer or an All-Star if you don't. All right, Green's coming in for Fluhati. And we got Ben Williamson. Let's go, Big Ben. Come on, baby. Big swing and a miss by Big Ben. 0-1 count. Come on, Ben. Trying to find a way to get this game to be 3-2. Either this inning or next inning. We got to try to get 1 run in the 7th or the 8th, and then 1 in the 9th, and then not give up anything else. And if we can do that, we might be able to come back and win 4-3 in the 10th, or in the 9th if we're really lucky, depending on what happens in their pen if they start getting sloppy. And it also depends on what our pen looks like, too. 0-2 pitch is outside. Good eye by Big Ben. 1 ball and 2 strikes by B-Dubs, Ben Williamson. Green on the mound, Ben Williamson in the box. Demo. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Nice stolen bag. Finally, something working for us on the base paths. Demo actually getting a stolen bag and we don't get called out. There we go. There we go. Now runner in scoring position. Now 1 good swing and it'll be 3-2. And slow dribbler. Fuck. Throw to first. No lack of effort from him running to first. Just didn't get enough of that baseball there by Ben. And we leave 1 stranded. Should have had Demo start this game. Shows you how important he is to this team offensively and defensively. He has earned the right to play every day. Period. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 7th inning. He's up next for Toronto. Next up for the Blue Jays, 1 for 3 with a run. Shortstop, Bo Bichette. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a base on ball. First baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And batting third, 1 for 2 with an RBI, DHing Anthony Santander. Let's go Mariners. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. Where are we at? 2 more likes to 20. Let's get there. And we're at 3, 97 to go. Now we're at 21, 9 more to get to 30. We broke 20 finally. Now we're at 22, 8 more likes to get to 30. Let's go. And Woo's at 84 pitches. Doesn't look like we're bringing anybody in. They're going to keep him out there. And considering our bullpen has been very fucking shaky, I think I agree with this. If it was closer to 90, I would say, I don't know, but we'll see if he can get the first 2 guys out with maybe the 5 or 6 pitches, and then we might be good to go since they're already on their 3rd pitcher. Megan in the building, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yeah, that's okay. Appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. Little Cactus Jack, bang bang. Did you see the Jaws liquor bottle, the commemorative liquor bottle that I sent you on Instagram? I thought of you when I saw that. Very cool. I know a lot of people would want to keep that bottle just the way that it looks. It's one of the cooler designs for a liquor bottle that I've ever seen. Very neat. Something that I would even buy. I mean, I don't really drink liquor anymore that often, but very cool. Yeah, I sent it to you last night. If you check your DMs there on the Instagram, it's like some commemorative Jaws, and it's shaped like a shark head. And it's got like blood on it, on it. And then obviously you can see where the liquor is, based on the bottle. It's incredible. Let me know what you want to do for photos, and I gotcha. Once we get into a break here. Bottom of the 7th, 3-1 Blue Jays. Woo on the mound still. And Bo Bichette crushes that one foul. 2 balls and 1 strike from Woo to Bichette. Two-one pitch. Pitch is inside. 3 balls and 1 strike from Woo to Bo Bichette. Three-one pitch. Tries to jam the hitter. And Demo's out there in right field, our best utility player. He's like a Swiss Army knife. It's like a Taysom Hill for the Saints. You can put him literally anywhere, probably besides catcher and first base. We'll take that. Lined out. Goodbye, Bo. Next up, first baseman Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 0 for 2 with a base on ball. One-0 pitch from Woo. Crushed foul. 1 ball and 1 strike from Woo to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Blue Jays. 1 run, Rowdy Tellez homer, and 5 hits for the Mariners. No errors, but we've been tossed out 3 times on the bags, which really is hurting our chance to be able to make this a 3-2 or a 3-3 game. In play, Williamson, throw to first. Wow, and that's exactly why we got him from the Tacoma Rainiers. You know, line drive, hit very hard, right? Could have been an error. He sticks with the play, and that arm is amazing. Throws the guy out at first, and you don't even see him in the frame. Nice job, Ben Williamson. You're a stud. Gets the ball with the mitt, falls down, rifling, throw to first, and you still don't even see Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in the photo frame. Amazing. Nice job. 2 away. Next up for the Blue Jays, 1 for 2 with an RBI, Anthony Santander. Oh, 1 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Santander, the Orioles stud. That is now on the Blue Jays here in 2025. 224 average, 2 homers, 7 ribbies so far in the early part of the season. A little lower than what we would expect out of a player that had an amazing season last year. But joining a new team, things happen. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Popped up, fading foul. We got some good weather today. In the mid-70s, I got a little color today, obviously, as you can see. Me and Paisley Pup got some good walks in, and we'll obviously be walking here after this matchup is over. Hopefully on a victory walk. Pitches outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes from Wu to Santander. Big swing and miss, got him. There we go, baby. I love that. Nice job, Brian. You know, and obviously not a very good game for him, but able to get to that 4K number. You know, having a rough game, 7 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks. And normally this is a guy that would be getting, you know, 5, 6 Ks early on and maybe approaching 7 to 10 Ks. But again, you got to give the Blue Jays credit. They've been good. What do you want to do photo-wise? Let me know, Megan. You got something specific. Law & Order SVU, the new episode was great. And if you are a fan of that particular series, Law & Order Organized Crime is back finally after a 2-year hiatus. On obviously, it's going to be a Peacock exclusive, but it's awesome. They actually did 2 episodes. So if you want to catch up on an amazing show with Stabler, I highly recommend. I watched the first 2 episodes as well as the regular SVU episode earlier today, and they're always 10 out of 10. Except for the Mariners, 0 for 2 with a K, shortstop J.P. Crawford. Batting second, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, DHing Jorge Polanco. Unless they bring in like Mitch Garver, which would be stupid, but we'll see. Appreciate you. See if I can squeeze that one in there. J.P. Crawford drives it all the way back to the warning track, 1 away. Down goes JP, flied out to center, 1 away. Next up is Julio Rodriguez, and it looks like they're not dumb enough to take Polo out, which would be insane. Come on, Julio. Let's go, J-Rod. Wake up. Trident's up. Garcia in the matchup now, going against Julio. 1-0 pitch. Pitch is low and outside. 2-0 count. Now, if Julio can get a walk right here, this would be huge for us. Don't swing at garbage. If the pitcher doesn't got it, sometimes we just need to have a couple walks or hit by pitch if we don't get injured, just to get a couple guys on, and then someone will knock them in eventually. 2-0 pitch. Julio swings. If he wouldn't have, it would have been 3-0 count. And that goes foul. 2 balls and 1 strike. From Garcia to Julio. Let's go, Griffey. We need you, baby. Come on, Julio. Top of the 8th, 3-1. Blue Jays on Apple TV Plus. Garcia on the mound. Julio in the box. Julio blindly, aggressively swings again. 2 balls and 2 strikes for Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod. Most WAR, Trout, Griffey, Julio. Go, baby. You know what it is. Oh, and he almost got hit in the head. Turns his head, gets hit in the shoulder. And sometimes, my Esp is strong. Take a walk, get hit by a pitch, and there it is. Yimi Garcia. He's wild, baby. Good thing he didn't get hit in the head. Next up, 1 for 3, DHing Jorge Polanco. Now, background music has no effect on me whatsoever. It's for you guys, not for me. I got to be able to support my friends, and has no effect on me whatsoever. Top of the 8th, 3-1 Blue Jays. Garcia on the mound. Polo in the box. Julio goes. Swing and a miss. Julio's in there. Safe. There we go. Nice job, Julio. Stolen bag there. Now we just need Polo with a good RBI here to get back into business. 1 run here in the 8th and 1 in the 9th. We don't have to be greedy. Now, if we can get 2 here in the 8th, that would be great. But, beggars can't be choosers. Wow, they're going to call him out? On that camera angle that they're showing, he does look out. Wow, unbelievable. Getting called out 4 times in one game. You can't win when that happens. Yeah, I mean, if the music is distracting for you, you don't have to be here. You know, I'm not forcing you to be here. You can always watch the game somewhere else. So, I mean, I do the music for my friend that obviously has provided it, you know, and gives an opportunity for people to have that in the background. If it's too distracting for you, you could leave. Top of the 8th, 3-1 Blue Jays. Julio called out, which is unfortunate, 2 away. Polo still in the box, pitches low and at the knees, 3 balls and 1 strike. Polo hit hard into center field. And another wasted opportunity. Man, you know, defense has been good for the Blue Jays, but if you get called out 4 times on the base paths, it's going to be very, very tough. And now we're going to go to the bottom of the 8th, 3-1 Blue Jays. Next up, second baseman, 0 for 3, Andres Jimenez. Batting second, 2 for 3 with 2 runs and a K, center fielder George Springer. And batting third, right fielder Addison Barger, 0 for 3. Let's see who the Mariners are going to be able to bring in here late in this matchup. Obviously, they're not still going to keep going with Wu. He's at 97 pitches, so I'm not sure who they're going to bring in, but all right, they're bringing Lawrence in. All right, let's see what Casey can do. This announcer is an idiot saying that he was magnificent. Fuck no, he wasn't magnificent. If he was magnificent, we'd be fucking ahead right now. Like a bad performance for him. Maybe for, you know, the Blue Jays, that's a good thing, but it's a terrible game for Wu. But clearly they don't watch us. Lawrence, little slow dribbler. Throw to first. There we go. 1 away. Let's go. Next up, center fielder George Springer. Nine more to 30. Let's go. First pitch in there with a strike looking with a sinker by Casey Lawrence. 0-1 count. Bottom of the 8th, 3-1 Blue Jays. And the magic number for the Mariners every day is going to be 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits. And again, we're not really built to win games, 2-1, 1-0, 3-2, that often. It's like we have to get to that 4-run, 7 to 10 hits. 1-1 pitch, popped up, and that should be out. 2 away. Demo is there. Should have started Demo. And Demo better start these last 2 games or it's going to be rough. Next up for the Blue Jays, right fielder Addison Barger. And we'll be live tomorrow at noon for the Mariners and the Blue Jays with Logan Gilbert on the mound. And then as soon as that game is over, I'll have like an hour break. And then we're going to be doing WrestleMania day 1 from 4 to 8 o'clock. So it's going to be like a very long 8 or 9 hour day tomorrow. Judah in the building. What's good? Oh, 1 pitch. Low and outside with that changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike from Lawrence to Barger. What's good, Judah? Little chopper. Throw to first. And an easy 1-2-3 inning. End of the 8th inning. Last chance here for the Mariners, and we're going to need some late inning heroics with the torpedo bat. Can we get it again? And we got the 3 best guys to do it. Next up, 1 for 3 with 2 Ks. He hit a home run for us when we were down by a little bit, right? To be able to tie that game up when we were down, 5-3? Ended up winning that game against the Reds. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Same situation. Now, next up after him, 0 for 2, left fielder Randy Arozarena. Hit a home run right after Cal did. So maybe we could get that same kind of magic. And then batting third, inserting himself into the lineup, first at bat, base on ball, second baseman Dylan Moore. So if we were to come back, here in the 9th and tie it up or take the lead, this is exactly where you would want the lineup to be at. Torpedo bat, and then a guy that doesn't even need one right now. Let's see what we can do here. And, no guarantee that we come back, but at least we have the right 3 to give us a chance. All the things that help us win, baby. Let's go. Got to show the chain, you got to show the Griffey bobble, and we got to have the Mariner Moose. And then hopefully that's enough for the sports gods to give us a little electricity. But I don't know what the chances of hitting a home run and another home run again after they just did it against the Reds. But if anyone were to do it, it could be those guys. You never know. Yeah, we had a mid-70s here, and I got out in the sun, and I got a pretty good tan, just by being out walking Paisley for, I did a morning walk for 30 to 45 minutes. I did an afternoon walk, and just in those, really just one walk in the afternoon. And I went from, I wasn't really pale, but I got a good tan, within just 45 minutes, so. I mean, realistically, we're probably going to lose unless the pitching is just atrocious, But they got Jeff Hoffman in the game, and then we got big dumper Cal Raleigh in the box. Can we get it with the torpedo bat here? Come on, Cal. First pitch is inside, 1-0 count. Trident's up. Let's go, Cal. Next pitch popped up, and that should be a routine play for the Blue Jays here. 1 away. Good defense there. Unfortunate Cal couldn't get it done. Next up, left fielder Randy Arozarena. We're down to our last 2 outs. Got to win tomorrow with Logan Gilbert. Then you got Castillo, I believe, on Sunday. Takes a strike as he steps out of the box. 0-1 count. Especially asking for 2 runs in the 9th is a lot. Pitch on the corner for a strike because this ump is fucking terrible. Behind in the count 0-2. I agree with that. He's pitched well today. But if we didn't have so many guys get thrown out at the bags, the game would be closer. It'd be 3-2 right now or 3-3. But, bad decision-making and the base paths cost us this game. But again, normally for the Mariners, we have to get to 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits, and if we don't, we lose. That's, we're not built to win 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, or 3-1. That's just not really in our MO. Pitch is high and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Come on, Randy. Pitch is high and inside. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Hoffman to Arozarena. And also, Wu didn't really have a very good game today. You got to give credit to the Blue Jay hitters. They roughed him up. There's not many teams that can rough up Wu. Rangers and obviously the Blue Jays are very hot right now, like Seattle. So something had to give. 3-2 pitch, and Randy Arozarena strikes out swinging. Nice pitch there by Hoffman. 2 away. All right, down to our last guy. Should have started instead of Miles Mastroboni, Dylan Moore. Let's go. And we'll be live tomorrow at noon for Logan Gilbert on the bump at noon. Hopefully it'll be around 2:30 when it ends. I'll get a little bit of a break to go walk my pup. And then WrestleMania starts at 4 p.m. Pacific. It'll be like 4 hours. So we'll go from 12 to 2:30 and then from 4 to 8. So it's going to be a long fucking day tomorrow. And we'll do WrestleMania Day 2 on Sunday, which is high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Hoffman to Demo. Pitch on the corner. I don't know why that wasn't called a strike. The ump has given that all day. Like anything that's on the line, the Blue Jays have gotten every call. For the Mariners, it's like 50-50. Definitely no consistency. I'll check the ump report after the game is over. 2-1 pitch, and Demo fouls that off. I mean, all you want the ump to be is just consistent on both ends, but sometimes that doesn't happen. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 strike away from a Blue Jay victory. So at least we have 2 more games tomorrow and on Sunday to get payback. Two-two pitch. Demo pops up, and that goes behind the plate. Foul. Good souvenir for a fan. Top of the 9th, 3-1 Blue Jays. Apple TV Plus broadcast, the first for the Mariners this season. Hoffman on the mound, and Demo in the box. 2-2 pitch. Pitch is high and inside. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Hoffman to Demo. Come on, baby. Let's go, Demo. Three-two pitch from Hoffman. And Demo pops that one foul again. I mean, I could only dream for the day that Julio works a count like this at an at-bat. And Demo strikes out swinging. Great victory there for the Blue Jays. Rough one there for the Mariners. Nice job. Hopefully tomorrow we'll play a little bit better. I appreciate everyone that came through to watch the game. GG to all the Blue Jay fans. Hopefully we'll play a little bit better tomorrow. And again, magic number for the Mariners, 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits. Only getting 1 run and 5 hits ain't going to cut it against a team like Toronto. And appreciate you guys very, very much. I got one question for you. Well, you know, talk sports like us. Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Okay, go Mariners.